Welcome everyone. Today's workshop about cybersecurity within payroll. We'll be turning the tables on the intruders and giving them a taste of their own medicine. Today, we're going to empower you with the knowledge and skills to defend your payroll from cyber threats, because in this game of cat and mouse, we believe it's time for the mice to roll. We've all seen in the news recently, there hasn't been a week without a hack or a breach that hasn't been reported. This could be because it's more reportable now, or because hackers are getting more sophisticated, more organised, and are announcing it to the world. At the start of the Ukraine war, the National Cybersecurity Centre issued a press release to state they were seeing an increasing number of cyber attacks centred on UK business. The MoveIt exploit was one of these. Hackers used a vulnerability within the system to access, copy, and extract sensitive material. This group was linked to Russia. Payroll's a prime target. It's the keys to the kingdom. Not only does it affect the company, but it affects the employee. That's what hackers want, to cause maximum disruption and maximum damage, and to extract as much money as possible as a ransom. Hands up who took a memory stick from the front table. Anybody? Hands up who took a memory stick from the table at the front. Anybody? Don't worry, it's not a trick question. Don't need to worry about it. Well, unfortunately, we're now at stage 1 of a ransomware attack. Everybody does it, it's fine. So stage 1 is user interaction, plugging a memory stick in, clicking on a link, or entering a password into a malicious website. We've all done it. I've done it myself. When you're stressed, tired, hungry, we've all done it. It happens. But unfortunately, that's how they get in. It only takes one person to do it. So stage 2 is access. They've got access to your PC, your emails, your network. You don't know they're there. They could sit for months, weeks, days before they actually take action. Stage 3, this is when they start moving across your network, moving across your file systems, your servers. You still don't know they're doing it, but they're there. Stage 4, this is when you notice. This is when the panic starts to set in, the fear. You start to see activity. You start losing access to files, folders. They've got your information, they've already taken it. They encrypt your information so you cannot access it. And that moves us on to stage 5, which is the ransom. Total head in hands moment. You're panicking. They've got a message on your machine wanting, in this case, $500 to unlock your files. You might pay, you might not. We wouldn't recommend you pay because they will still not give you access. You're panicking. But it's now time to start fighting back. So we split it down into 3 easy to remember areas. Zero trust. Who will not trust a memory stick that's given out at a venue anymore? Hands up. You shouldn't. If you think you're in a room with 40 people, or it only takes one person that's a bad actor, anybody could walk in from the street, put a handful of memory sticks down, you wouldn't know. It's really easy, really easy. Hands up who's going to trust me after this as well. Well, you can, don't worry. To protect ourselves, we should always assume that every user, every device, and every application is untrusted until proven otherwise. It's not to say that you don't trust your staff, you don't trust your IT team pushing a machine out. It's better to be safer than sorry. With zero trust, access to systems and services is restricted to a need-to-know basis. We've all seen in the spy movies where they've got the access level 5, they can't do anything. That's pretty much that concept. Say, for instance, your marketing team, they wouldn't have access to payroll. They wouldn't have access to HR information. That is zero trust. It's not needed for their job. It's not needed for them to do their role. If they need access, or if you need access to something, it has to be verified. It can't be taken on it's fine, they're a head of department. Say, for instance, if Seb asked me to give me access to HR information, it would have to go through the head of HR, because it's not that I don't trust him, he's my boss after all, but why does he need access to that HR information? It's not up to my team to give him that without authorization. Your teams, so your IT teams, should ensure that any admin activity is carried on a separate admin account. We do this at Cintra. We have 2 accounts, a standard one for accessing emails and the internet, and another one for admin activity. Reason being, we access the internet, we download files on our standard account. Our admin account has the permissions to install the software. Simple as that. You need that segregation. With Zero Trust, you may want to implement additional tools, things like multi-factor authentication. How many people use an app to access the bank? When you make a payment, it asks you to verify it. That's a form of multi-factor authentication. Again, anybody in the room that's moving on to our VPN solution, you will have multi-factor authentication already. By applying MFA, it increases security, it increases your protection, because you know that is you logging in. If somebody else tries to log in with your details, because they've got it from stage 1, you still have to authorize that session. You've implemented Zero Trust, MFA, everything like that. What's next? Training. The form of training today was, do not trust a memory stick. Everybody in the room now will not trust a memory stick ever again. Thank God. By training your teams to spot suspicious emails, suspicious devices, suspicious people, you can effectively stop attacks in their tracks. If somebody notices straight away, they're not going to get anywhere because they haven't got in. Cybersecurity training shouldn't just be a yearly learning activity. It should be constant and repeated. People will think it's boring, but it's not. It's important and it's critical for your business and yourselves. Not just for in a day-to-day work at home. Nobody's going to trust an email that comes in if you're at home. It builds up that level of suspiciousness, so to speak. So you've trained your teams, you've adopted MFA, Zero Trust. What's next? Working with experts. So coming today is one of those. But if you implement systems, protections, if they're not set up correctly, there's no point. You've basically got a hole like this, you've put something in and you've shrunk that hole. That's all you've done. You haven't closed it. Working with those experts helps implement the right systems, the right protections, the right way without disrupting your business. It's very easy to implement something. I've done it before where it disrupts business and it causes problems. That puts people off. You may as well do it properly from the start. The NCSC, so the National Cyber Crime Security Centre, have put together guidance on what you can do to improve your security. They've also partnered with local police forces to provide free on-site guidance to companies. And they've also introduced a police cyber alarm. So your IT teams can link your network with the police's alerting system, so they will report and help protect your systems. We've actually just set that up at Cintra. So we are now sending all of our network traffic to the police They can visibly see any threats that are coming in. They help us report them, and they also help us fix them as well. With Cyber Alarm, it also helps GCHQ build up a picture of the activity that's going on in the world, in the country, and helps inform other businesses on the threats as well. We've actually had police officers attend our head office in Newcastle, which was quite funny seeing police officers come in and everybody's reaction with that, to give a talk and tabletop exercise to our C team and board and senior leaders in what to do in the event of a cyber attack. And it was really good. It was a really good exercise. I don't know, Seb, if you want to just fill in on that one.
It's really, really important. They take you through all the different responses and all the different scenarios that you can think through. And I would 100% suggest that if you haven't done that in your organisation, get in touch with because they would be willing to do it even just for a payroll team. To just go through scenarios and get you to think carefully about how you deal with it. So
yeah, it's really worthwhile. It's really worth. And the best of it is, again, it's free. Totally free. There's no obligation or anything like that, and they're not trying to sell you anything. So now the boring bit is out the way. We've got a bit of a game to play. So on your chairs as you came into the room, there will have been some pieces of paper. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to identify which is a spam and spoofed email. So you've got 10 minutes. It's up to you to find out that one.
let them have a minute or two.
10 minutes. 5-10 minutes.
No, it won't take them that long.
Yeah, I know.
We'll go in, we'll see how they do. Doing really well. Keep smiling.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's doing really well.
That's a comfort thing to stop us doing that.
But hold your hands like that. Isn't the way to keep yourself cool. Put them together and they stop shaking when they start.
You've dropped Victoria and it's just something to do with herself.
I know.
You can discuss with each other as well. How are we doing, Lawrence?
So just to be clear, if I plug one of these USB sticks into my laptop,
You will get a slap.
do I get fired?
How are we doing, Hazel? You alright?
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
When people hurry you to make a decision, you should find out.
You alright? Sorry, I'm not trying to put you in the spot. It's up to you to decide that one. We are going to go through it at the end and we'll show you why. How are we doing? Are you struggling or are you okay?
I think they're all dodgy.
I'll let you know at the end.
I mean, everybody has their company.
I think this is the only safe one, I believe. So.
That's up to you to decide that one. It's not a trick.
I'm going to keep going.
Yes.
Sorry to pick on you. Have you cracked it yet? Sorry? Hey, that's up to you to decide. You tell me. So you're going to go over them at the end? You're learning. How dare you? Nobody's ever going to trust me again.
I guess the question here is,
What, the memory sticks? Hey, everyone, they're not branded. It's not my problem. How are we doing? You okay? Cool. We are going to go through them as well, so you'll know what to spot and how to spot them as well. So I'm not just going to say, right, that's it. We'll explain why.
I think everyone will be pretty much
Yeah. Yeah.
I know this one. And then
Okay, everyone. Does everybody know which one's the fake and which one isn't? Are we ready to stop? Okay. Okay, everyone. We're ready. So, everyone. So, hands up who thinks all of the emails are fakes. Well done. They are. They're all fake. I did say it was a trick, and obviously nobody trusts me now in the room, so that's a good one. Okay, what we'll do, obviously there are some people in the room that didn't think all of them were fake, so I'll just explain why each individual one was fake. If my laptop will eventually move the slides along. Okay. So, with this one here, I have a handy laser pointer if I know how to work it, and that's embarrassing being the head of IT. With this email, you're probably not expecting a Salesforce email. It's not something that you would normally receive. The easiest way to tell is the email address it's come from. With all of these emails, the easiest way to tell is the email address it's come from. It's not from your organization. It's not from Cintra. It's not from any of the people in this room. But also the link. If you look at the link, it's EUR01. Most emails that send you a link via this method, it will appear from a different company. The next one, Tesco. Easiest way to spot, again, is the email address, but it's trying to build up a sense of urgency. The offer ends, so when I printed this out, it was the 29th of the 6th. But it builds up a sense of urgency, so you're automatically thinking, right, I've got to get in there now, I've got to click on the link, it's going to expire tomorrow. But also, the date format. That is not a UK date format. Again, Wayfair. How many people get spam emails like this in their mailbox every single day? We all do. But we all know not to click those links because why we're getting them to our work accounts. Again, email address. But it, again, builds up a sense of urgency and why we're getting Halloween discounts in June. Yeah, pretty much. To spook you. Yes. Good one. I need to put that in my notes for next time. Again, email address it's coming from, technology serve. That's not Cintra, so I'm not shouldn't be getting this email. When? Yesterday. Every email in terms of IT security will have the exact date. It will not just say yesterday. Because that means they don't have to keep changing their email every single time. But the device in the browser says unable to identify. Again, they would say what device you have accessed it on, or somebody's tried to access it on a different device. Last but not least, why are you getting an email from Amazon, billing at Amazon? Again, that's not Amazon's correct email address because it's .net. Nobody gets an email from Amazon, it's always .com. Again, sense of urgency. You've received a document to review and sign. What document? Why am I signing a document? Why am I getting that through? I'm not supposed to be signing anything. So, to repeat, they were all fakes. The memory sticks, though, aren't. You can't take those away with you. They're not going to self-destruct. They haven't got any dodgy files on. So don't worry, you can't take them. Yeah, most companies, though, will have blocked them. We do. So just put a little slide up here with some resources. So Action Fraud is a really, really good one. Not only can you go to their website and it gives you a guide to how to report a cyber attack, they have a telephone number you can call. If you are hit by a cyber attack, immediately give them a call. They'll have an expert on the phone that will talk you through the process, and they will send somebody to help you recover from that. It's free, you don't have to pay. I've put a link up for the North East Regional Cybercrime Unit. As you can tell, I'm from Newcastle. With this one, if you go to that website, which I'll send around if anybody wants it, it has links to the other police forces in your area, but you can just Google it. This is where we've started pulling information from it, how-to guides, and it's helping us build response documents. Everybody knows IT love a procedure, but we make those procedures overly complicated. On this website, it's a simple process to follow. Anybody could do it. The last one on the list is the NCSC. I'm saying NCSC because I have such a hard time saying that. That is the government's website. They are linked, they're part of GCHQ, where, again, all cyber alerts come through. So if they've seen a lot of cyber attacks against payroll, for instance, they'll post information there. And it's up to date to the latest attacks and remediations as well, and how to guys to fix it. And that is the end. Does anybody have any questions? No? Anybody still want to take a memory stick home? If you don't want to take one, there is a box here and I'll put them in.
I suppose I have a question, it's just sort of an observation because I came here today.
Yeah.
With global payroll.
Mm-hmm.
The company that I work for, we have patient data,
Yeah.
millions and millions of patient data. So I'm glad to say that we do all these things.
Yes.
And we're not permitted to use memory sticks
Good.
in the office where it would be banned.
Yeah.
But also that what our IT team do is actually send out emails like this to all our staff
Yeah.
every month.
Yeah.
And try to catch you out. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing to actually get
Yeah.
into that mindset
Mhm.
and do send out to all your employees
Yes.
this type of exact email.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it gives you ideas for the future, what to look out for.
Yeah. So the emails that you have with you are actually from our system that we use to send out to our staff. We do it on a monthly basis at the minute. But when we start seeing more and more threats come through, we actually ramp that up because we're getting them through. Our filters are blocking them, so we ramp that test up just so everybody's aware of them. So it's a good thing to do.
Have you ever had one that wasn't filtered or you didn't catch?
There will always be one that gets through, but I like to think our filters are 99% safe. The way we do it at Cintra, we actually have 3. So we have a top level one that blocks the majority, then it filters down and it eventually gets through to a mailbox. We've taken the approach that it's better to block a genuine email than allow a fake one through. Maybe people don't agree with that, but that's my view, and yeah, we're probably going to stick to that one. Anybody else?
You got blocked at my company.
Yeah, no, we did. Yeah, which was embarrassing, but it's also good as well. Anybody else? Yes?
So if like people have a hybrid working,
Yeah.
you have a home office set up, and then you have some personal device and you have personal email account and device to do it, and then your email you got hacked or got
Mhm.
lots of junk mail, spam mail. So does it affect if you use the same device to work on your company stuff?
So we would never recommend using a personal device for work because you need that separation. At Cintra, we do have what we call virtual machines, where our staff can use their personal device, but everything that they do is separated into that virtual machine. So effectively, they're not doing anything on their personal machine. It's all in the cloud, so to speak. And I would never recommend using a personal device for work. Anyone else?
One thing I was just saying, I worked at an organisation where we suffered a really severe ransomware
Yeah.
attack, and what it taught us is to regularly review and cleanse
Yeah.
old data that we no longer need.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and it'll put them off as well. Like I said before earlier, they'll sit on your network for weeks and they'll monitor what the access is and they'll know what your critical data is. And if there's nothing there and they can't see it, they're not going to do anything. They might out of spite, but they probably won't. It's too much effort for them. Anybody else? No? Okay, I have finished a bit early, so if you want to go and get a cup of coffee or anything, great, but thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.